So let's get started. Node.js was originally written in 2009 by Ryan Dell. The initial release was supported only Linux, but in the later years of Node.js, it also started supporting Windows operating system and macOS also. Now, its development was led by, of course, Ryan Dell, and later the development and maintenance was sponsored by Joyent. Joyent was his employer. Now let's see what is Node.js. So Node.js is an open source cross-platform runtime environment for developing server-side web application. So normally you would link JavaScript with client-side web applications. But with Node.js, you can develop server-side applications also. Now Node.js is an evented IO, and this evented IO we will learn in the later videos what is evented IO and how we can use it. Okay. So although Node.js is not a JavaScript framework, many of its basic modules were written in JavaScript, and developers can write new modules in JavaScript. The runtime environment interprets JavaScript using Google's V8 JavaScript engine, which is also the JavaScript engine behind Chrome, which is a web browser, which makes it really fast. Now Node.js is released under MIT license, so it's a cross-platform open source framework. So let's go next. Now what Node.js is not. So as I already told you, Node.js is not a web framework. It's a server-side web application, right? So you can write server-side web applications with Node.js, not the client side, right? Node.js is not for beginners. So whenever you are starting Node.js, you need to have basic understanding of how JavaScript works, mainly object-oriented JavaScript and evented JavaScript. So you need to have some knowledge of JavaScript, but don't worry, I will start with very basic level, so you will be able to understand. And most of the time servers, if you think about servers, you may link servers as a multi-threaded application, but Node.js is not a multi-threaded application. It uses the concept of asynchronous IO, which we will also see in the later videos. Now what is unique about Node.js? So JavaScript is used in client side, but Node.js puts JavaScript on the server side, as I have already told you, thus making a communication between client and server will happen in the same language. So the learning curve for you will not be so steep, because if you know JavaScript, you can write the front end and the back end of your web application both in JavaScript, right? Now servers are normally thread based, as I have already told you, but Node.js is event based. Node.js serves each request in an evented loop that can able to handle simultaneous requests. So Node.js is not a multi-threaded application. Okay, so it only have one thread which uses event. And the last, this is also, I have already told you that Node.js program are executed by V8 JavaScript engine, the same engine behind the Google Chrome browser also. Now why you want to learn Node.js? Because Node.js is really fast, it can handle tons of concurrent requests, and it's written in JavaScript, which means you can use the same code on server side and client side. So this is the brief introduction about Node.js, and from the next video I will start explaining how you can install Node.js and how we can write our first code for creating our first Node.js server.